Hello, Huskies back again with some New York Rangers GM mode, franchise mode commentary. Last video we kicked it off. We did the fictional off season, which does not actually exist. I had given a lot of consideration into restarting it after the draft, but I kind of want to do the team my way. I don't really want to be locked into holding all my baskets in that Anderson kid. Anderson, I think it's Anderson. And I mean, who did they get from Tampa? Nemestikov. That'd have been nice, but I want to build my own team, and I don't want to. I want to do it through the draft, and I feel like if I do that, I'm kind of locked in with D'Angelo. And I also don't think that was a fair trade to Arizona because Ronta's not very good in this game. Stefan's not very good in this game. They just don't pan out. One issue I am going to have with this team is finding trade partners because I don't have a lot of trade value to work with. I'm not going to trade everybody right away. I am going to try to trade McDonough right off the bat to somebody that is probably going to struggle. Arizona's most likely to struggle, so I could probably just redo this. Look at those. Callan Foote, Dylan Strome, Clayton Keller. Right, it is Clayton. Yeah. Jacob Chikrin, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and then it just drops off to TJ Oshie. They have TJ Oshie. Why? Tobias Reeder, Nick Merkley. Like, they've got all these good young kids, and then you got TJ Oshie in there who does not belong. Do they want to trade their first overall pick? I doubt it. Yeah, no. We'll try somebody else that wants to trade a first round pick. The Hawks. The Blackhawks are an interesting team because I don't usually see them do very well year one. Hey, stop it. Alright, gotta police the dog. Stop licking her feet. Alex DeBrincat. I see he's another guy that he's 19. He's a sniper. Oh, debut with a salary cap. I don't want to try to make that work. That's gonna be too much of an issue. Same with Columbus. I'd have to take. I mean, I could take somebody back that sucks. It's worth a lot. Like that's not Dallas. Dallas is a team that won't do very well because they're not built very well right now. See, their first round pick is so highly valued, though I'm not gonna be able to get it. So let's try somebody else. Detroit. They don't have the. They don't want to trade their first round pick. I want to try a team that wants to trade their first round pick because it's going to make the most sense. Florida's usually never the best year one. You have anybody you want to trade that's worth cap? Because that's one thing I do have is cap space. I have $14 million in cap space. So let's see. Let's sort by salary. Keith, we could bring Keith Yano back. Oh, he's got 6 years. Never mind. No, I want somebody. Jaromir Jagr, $4.2 million, 1 year deal. Tempting. UC Okinen, $4 million. UC Okinen. That's easy. And can I get? Do you have any prospects that are worth a damn? I doubt it. Because what I want is Fleury. Cale Fleury. 18-year-old defenseman. He's probably not a bad get, but I mean, I could probably just. I really don't want to do a first and a third. Matheson. Let's see. I don't want to go. McCann's probably the youngest I'd be willing to go as a 21-year-old, but I would want to take. Yeah. All right. We'll come back to Florida. Florida's an option. No, I don't want to just hop on and move the first trade that I can. Minnesota, they don't have a farm system. Like, it's absolute trash. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like my situation in New York is we just don't have... Sherbak? Hello. He's already 21, but he's going to get... If I make the trade for him, he'd be getting... I'd obviously have to... I'd want to get something else in return for him. I could get their first Sherbak and probably a shitty cap hit. Because they've got quite a few being Montreal. Thomas Buchanan's 1 year at $6 million. I mean, I could do that. That's probably a trade that would go through. Ryan McDonough for Sherbak, a first round pick, and Buchanan's. Alright, we'll mark that down. We'll come back to them. We'll see if anybody else has something better for us. Nashville. I mean, Kevin Fiala's not bad. Ratcliffe. No, they don't really jump out at me. New Jersey, they don't want to trade their first, even though they have Nico and Taylor Hall. Bastards. They don't want to trade their first. They don't want to trade their first. Philadelphia, there's no way I'd make a trade with Philly. They don't have anybody to give me. Konechny gets pretty good. He might be worth something, worth a look at. Because again, one benefit of doing this is whoever I bring in, if they're a forward, I mean, if they're forward or a defenseman, they're gonna get NHL time for the entire season probably. Daniel Sprong in a first. Tempting. I think Montreal is still my best bet so far. Tampa Bay, obviously the trade was what? McDonough, JT Miller, and something for Nemestikov, who's not valued very highly. I don't remember who else they brought back. Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. Toronto. This was a rumored deal where it was one of the big three. It was one of Matthews, Marner, or it was either Matthews. No, Matthews is not in the offer. It was either Marner or Nylander for McDonough, which is, I mean, makes sense for Toronto. They want one more defenseman, and Nylander and Marner have to sign, but I think they'd want way too much. There's no way that Vegas wants. Yeah, they don't want to trade their first. That'd be dumb. They're just trying to build. Washington, they're a good team, so they're probably going to be a... Yeah, I'm going to go with that, does Winnipeg have anything, or Vancouver, or Winnipeg? Winnipeg wants to trade their first, but they don't really have any... Cal Connor, Morrissey... Robertson, yeah, see, these guys are just kind of meh. I wish this game had potential guys that would fall into that like second and third line roles pretty well. Like Kyle Connor could develop into a great third liner, but I think we're still 2 seasons away from being a competitive team. So I'm gonna go back to that Montreal offer, and we're gonna see if we can get a first share back and who was I trying to get? I don't even remember. Was it Plekanec? Yeah. Plekanec in a first. And this should go through straight up. Yep. Go to roster moves. Now Sherbak. If I'm pronouncing his name wrong, please tell me because he's going to be here for a while and I want to make sure I get it right. I want to make sure to get my young kids playing, so we're going to best lines it. And I want him in the lineup instead of Brandon Peary. I also want Buchnevich in the lineup. I don't even know if we're going to do any simming this video. I could turn around and just trade Plekanec. But I think we're just going to leave him where he is. I'm going to scratch Stefan because I'm going to try to trade him now. We'll get Buchnevich in there. Come on, get in that lineup. There we go. And I want him on the second line with Sherbak. Actually, I want VC playing with him as well. Aside from that, this team's pretty much toast. Fourth line is... my defense is going to stay the same. We might trade Mark Stahl. Might be a trade deadline thing. And we're I'm gonna wait on Lundqvist. Maybe a deadline deal as well. Let's go see what we can get for Stefan. Stefan's got a little lower trade value, so I would like to just get maybe let's see if we can get the Brinkat. It's close. I'd have to take some cap back. Do you have any cap hits that you don't want, though? Like, these guys are all... I mean, Marian Hossa, but he's got too much... Richard Panik, 2.0. See, that's not enough, though. Yeah, they'd have to... The Hawks are tough to trade with. Because they just don't have... They still have Panarin. Oh, so it was even before the Saad trade. Interesting. I mean, Marion Hosen makes the most sense, but there's no way that's too much value. Yeah. I'd have to eat a, like, how many years left does he have? He's got 4 years left. Never mind, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I'd rather just trade him for, straight up for somebody. Who else wants him? Buffalo wants him? Buffalo got the offer. They only want, yeah, they want to get rid of, they're trying to rebuild. Not interested. But, Boston? DeBrusque? Left wing sniper? Ideally, I need some defensive prospects, though. Maybe over to cap. Do you have anybody hanging around that's worth a bunch of cap that you're not using? David Backus, $6 million for 3 years, though. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I mean, I could just buy him out. How old are these kids? 20, 19. We'll come back to them. I could just trade him back to Arizona. Who did I trade him for? D'Angelo? He's 21. Well, let's see if we can get him. I mean, that's pretty close. I mean, I'm not getting, oops. I'd have too few goalies. That's fine. Give me him. Actually, no, don't give me him. Give me Enroth. Give me Enroth in your second. Oops. They might not give me their second, but give me Minnesota's second. Ooh, too much, huh? All right, give me Calgary's third. There we go. All right, we can call it Bernier. Go to roster moves. I shouldn't even do my lines yet. I should just leave it. Alright, so who else do I want to trade? Do I want to trade Zuccarello right away? He's 30. Let's look at our trade values before I... So we have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. So we're starting to build. I could start to look for next year's first, probably. And I don't think I'm going to trade Zuccarello. I might trade him at the draft, but because of my cap situation... well, if we trade Zuccarello... They're interested in trading their first round picks. Let's see if we can get a first next year for him. They'd have to give me a player back. This is a pretty close deal. Brendan Lemieux, is that who it is? Yeah. Pedersen? This could even go through. I thought this would go through. Oh wow, that went through. Okay. Alright, well, I think that's all the trades I can make, unless I'm bringing back Cap. So let's get our guys where we want them. So Cannett's on the 4th line. BC on the 2nd line. Actually, Pupple can stay there. Peary with Fost. Peary gets changed with Sherbeck. First line's fine. Kreider's Abinajad, Nash. That's okay. Actually, I'm going to put Nash on the 2nd line with Buchnevich and VC. Defensively, Shea, Stahl, Nemeth, D'Angelo, Kampfer, Clendening. That's alright. Goaltenders, Enroth and Lundqvist. That is okay in my eyes. AHL will just best lines it. We don't have anybody down here worth anything. Yeah, nope, nobody. We have Cal Anderson. That's really it. Yeah, we'll go with those trades to start, and we'll reevaluate as the season goes on. JT Miller's another guy I'm considering moving. Rick Nash is somebody as well. But as long as my cap space is where it is currently, I probably have to keep him. Yeah, where are we at? What, 15 minutes? Oh, let's go do some simming. Let's see where. So we've got 2 firsts this year. We have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. We have 2 firsts next year. So we're on a good start. So let's sim game 1 and let's see how we do. We're taking on the Colorado Avalanche. New team, new lowered expectations for the roster, I feel, and let's see if we live up to them. All right, we're already up 2-0, so Chris Kreider's proving his worth and he's got to go. 100%, he's too good, he's got to go. Oh my goodness, the second period, we gave up 4 goals, but Thomas Plekanec and Jimmy Vesey score for us. Andrighetto, Landeskog, Soderberg, Bork. What the hell happened in that second period? There were 6 goals scored. Now, obviously, I don't want to just straight tank. I mean, I could set the lines up to straight tank if I wanted to. But we don't have morale on in this mode, so tanking is significantly easier because I don't have to worry about players getting upset. And we are in overtime in game 1 of the season. So we scored. There were 6 total goals in the second period. And we barely hit 10 shots total in the third. And Kevin Hayes wins it. So we are currently 1-0. Not exactly the start I was hoping for with Rick Nash with 3 assists. But hey, you got to start somewhere. I'm sure this team will falter as we go. But feel free to hit me up in the comments with anybody else you think I should trade. If you thought my trades were good, if you thought they were trash, whatever you want to tell me, feel free. I'll be in the comments. And I'll see you tomorrow for probably a Columbus video, but we'll see.